Hello everyone, it's me, Key of W, some more Islands of Insight. We're just gonna go around do some puzzles. It's pretty much all we've got left in this game. Turns out I like solving puzzles, so I'm totally down. Let's check out this area. Haven't been here in a while. For those of you who aren't religiously following every one of these episodes for some reason, this area in Lucent Waters has a series of randomized, well, not really randomized. It randomly pulls from a pool of puzzles. Not like the hub where, the hub selection, not these puzzles is up here. It's a special set that every time you load the game, it pulls another set of these. So I just like to take a look at these. So we don't want to have 3 in a row dark cells, and we want to connect all dark cells. Well, that is going to force this. Because otherwise, yeah, we'd have a problem. So these all have 4. These all have 4. Well, this has to be here, because otherwise we would... Okay. 5, that's fine. This one, I believe, has to have that piece. Now, connecting dark cells are going to come through here, but I don't know which one it's going to be on. Well, if we have this, it's probably going to be something like this. Oh, well, I will just do it. Because I was realizing you can't do a lot with this. If you can't make 3 in a row of a color and you have to connect that color, you can only make this sort of zigzag pattern. Oh, I don't like this. I don't like when we start doing these. It just takes too much effort to like concentrate on this rule set. It doesn't really let me think. I just feel like I don't get to think logically about it. I just have to spend my time going, wait, how far apart is this? Where does this go? Really dislike that. But I know for sure that means I can't have there, or these, right? Like, yeah, I can't do it vertically, so I can't have any of that. So no knights moves. No knights moves, no knights moves. Okay, so we get the knights moves out of the way. Exactly 1 symbol per light area, so we can't have... But I could fill in with dark cells all I like. I just have to not put a light cell somewhere. So I know that's going to be a dark cell. So I just want to put these... For example, I could do... I can't do it that way. Every step I take here. Like, if I were to put one here, I'd also have to block those off. Yeah. Yeah, I wouldn't be able to do that. If I went here, I wouldn't be able to do that. I can do straight lines. I can do this, but once I add any other piece... So straight lines is doable, but not there. Not there. So I think this... Yeah, this can only be a straight line there or here. If I do it here, the trouble is... Oh, the 4 can go like that. Like, I could do it this way. And then... This... This could be like that. I don't know. It's just a very dissatisfying puzzle to solve. It's very dissatisfying to solve this. All dark areas have same shape and size. All light areas have same shape and size. I can get this from here. Well, it's certainly not going to be a single thing, because then we would have trouble. So we have to have at least one in some direction. That's not going to do it, right? Yeah, that won't happen. It's got to be a dark cell in there. Also, this wouldn't fit to here. This won't connect to here because then I can't make a cell here, so these won't connect. If I did say something like this, somehow I can get this from it? I don't know. If I had just like this... no, I think it's got to be more... It's not going to be a square, because then this will break. It could be an elbow piece. What if I tried to make it... No, I can't do elbow pieces, because how would I make it down here? Because if I do an elbow piece, this is fine, but now we have trouble here. This... Yeah, we have trouble. So elbow piece is not possible. An L like this would force this move. It would be really difficult. So... this forces singles, but how would I do that in here? Because this would be a problem. This type of L won't fit in here. This piece won't fit. A T piece? Trouble, the T piece is not really doable. So is it just single? Or double, I mean? I have to figure out a shape that'll go in here. Because we have singles... Is it just... No, I can't make checkerboard. It won't fit. Because if it's singles... This won't fit into there. Is there a way to put singles in here? This won't fit into there. As soon as I block this off, we have to go singles. Which is great here, but it's not great here because we have this issue. So I don't think it's single. Could I do it making the... No, I don't think so. Yeah, this is a problem here. Also, it would be a problem here. So I think it's got to have at least one coming out. But if I make something like this... This piece would fit, but not the others. Straight shot like this? No, there's no way to do it here. An elbow, again, this piece won't fit, so I'd have to fit another elbow in here. An L piece fits, but now we don't have anything else. So is there some kind of like... Like this? No, it doesn't fit like that. Yeah, again, that doesn't fit there. Because something's got to go here. This won't fit. So if this can't be there. But again, this wouldn't work. So something's got to go in here. This won't, because then this square won't. But how do I do it here? No. No. Oh, there it is. That's how it's fit. I was like, I couldn't fit the elbows in there, but I was just being stupid. That's how you do it. Oh. Oh, I thought there was 5 stars over here. Let's do 5 pips. So this has got to be a dark cell. Exactly 1 symbol per dark and light area. Okay. That's there. We have to do that. We have to do all this. That's done. Well, these I believe have to go, right? No. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, it does not. Yeah, it's got to be there. That can't connect. That has to go that direction. That can't connect. That's got to connect. This has to connect to something, so it's going to connect to that one. That's going to connect to here. This has to connect to something, so it's connecting to there. I think this has to go. Because any dark cell, if this is a dark cell, it's got to connect. So it has to be a light cell. This also does because of the symmetry, so yeah, that's what that is. Can't connect that way, yeah. This has to not connect as 1 per dark area. That's how that will go. This is done. This has to connect to here, but 1 per area. So it's going to have 9 light cells. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Almost all these are going to be light cells. This has to connect to something, so it's connected to the 9. These cannot connect to each other, so I need 6 light cells out of these 7. This can't connect here, so it can go... It has to go here. It has to go around this way. It could be both of these, or it could just not pick that. Then it would come up this way. This has to be a light cell to fit with that. It's connected to there. This can't go up that way or to there. This is the furthest that can go, but it could also be like this. This already had... This has to all be light cells. So that's got to be a dark cell. Those all got to be light. So what do I do in here? So anyway, this is a dark cell? Yeah, because I can do that. I need 3 dark cells. I think I have them here. This can't connect, so I think the 5 is done. These can't connect to each other. This has to connect to something. Those can't connect to each other. 5, 6, 7, 8. Those can't connect to each other. So I think the 9, yeah, that's done. I liked that one. It actually took a while. It was on the easier side, but it was a fun little puzzler. Don't make 3 in a row. All dark regions have area 5. So they're all like that. So this can't happen. This can't happen either, so I think it has to be like this. This far, at least. That can't connect. That can't connect. I've screwed up. No, I haven't. This is it. That can't be it either. Hold on a second. Maybe this isn't how you do that. Is there any other way? This way? No, I can't connect this in any... This way doesn't work. This way doesn't work. Yeah, I think this is the only way to do this. But then we're in trouble here. Well, we could do this, but then... No, we can't. Can we? These can't connect to each other. Yeah, so let me think of something else here. If this was it, we would force this, but we would end up with 3 in a row no matter what. So that can't, this has to be a light cell. Now, if this is a light cell, we have to do that. If this is a light cell, we have a really confusing set. Therefore, it's this one. So we do have this. Can I make anything out of this? No. So that's dark cell no matter what. Yeah, it's this. Okay, so what am I doing wrong now? That can't connect. This is possible. That's possible. This is not. I have to pick a side and go with it. Well, I can't do this because then we'd have this thing here. Could I do this? I could do it this way. No, I couldn't. So I think it has to be here? No. There? This might be possible. I gotta block off this? Okay, that was cool. I kind of liked that. It was on the weird side, but I liked it. One symbol per just generally area. Okay, so far so good. Ooh, this has to connect to something. Could be there or there. The 5 could at most hit these 2 squares, so it has to go this way. The 11 could hit a lot of squares here. The 7... Looking for anything else that's really restricted. 3 can't go here, but it could go here, here. Is there any way it doesn't hit that square? Yes. It can go there, there, or there. This is... Actually, hold on. This would not be possible. So it's either this or that. So this is a definite square. This is good. No, this isn't, because then this has to connect to something. So it is here. Either this or that. Regardless, the 7 has to go here. So the 5 is even more restricted. That means this is here. This can't be a light cell. What's it going to connect to? That solves that. Either of these seem okay. Oh, hold on. This has to connect to something. It's not going to go to the 4. It's not going to go to the 3. It's going to go to the 5. Therefore, that is how this is connected. 11's got to come up through here. 7. Ooh. It might connect here. It might be the 9 that connects there. See, if this connects here, the 9's got to do a lot of heavy lifting. Is there any way this... Yeah, this has to come out, so... If this is the 3, if the 3 comes out here, I think we're still fine, right? If this were a light cell, we would have to do this. We'd have to bring this up. Yeah. So I think this has to be a dark cell no matter what. I can make those 2. No, because if I did this, we would have those 2 connect. So it can't go here. So I think this has to be a light cell. Yeah. That's fun. We got some stuff here too. 2, 2. No squares, all dark regions of area 4. No white squares, so at least one of these is a dark cell. 2 of these got to be dark cells. But it could be like this. At least, because we can't have that. We could just have both of them, but it also could be one. Any other tips I can get here? Gotta find a break-in, something to start the puzzle off. Well, if we did something like this, still no guarantee that breaks anything. This is fine. Like, this is probably fine. Only rules are don't make white squares in dark regions of area 4. Let's think here of the shapes we can get. We can't have an eye here. We can't have a T. A T shape could go like this, or this, or this. This would force those ones there. Oh, this would actually force quite a lot. Yeah. So it's not a T shape here. It's probably not a T shape like this either. This doesn't have as many forced moves, I don't see. One of these has to be dark, so at least. Yes. This is, yeah, we don't have to worry about that kind of stuff. This is fine. We know it isn't this one. Yeah. So the other T shape is this way, which has less force moves. It could also be an L shape like this. Don't know if this is the place to do the break-in. L shape like this is possible, but it would force this kind of stuff. Yeah, we're in trouble. So the L shape can't go here. This L shape probably no better, yeah. So no L's here. This one did not get us far, I don't think. Ah, yes, so that kind of stuff, but you could be doing stuff like this. Don't know if this is correct, but you could have L's like this. O shape. Well, this would can't be there. Can't also be here. Oh, it could. There could be an O shape there, I think. O shape here. So there has to be one there. There'd have to be one there. And there. Which would do that. So no to the O shape anywhere, I don't think. So T and L are fine. Only way to do I shape is like this. This could be a problem. Yeah, it would be a problem. So there's no I shape, no O shape. S. I feel like there's a better way to do this puzzle. I'm not really doing this the best possible way. Alright, it doesn't have an obvious no. Just trying to see if there's something I can pull from. This is the tightest space to use. Don't think this is going to work well. Yeah, in order to block squares here. So we can't have both of those be dark cells. If they were both white cells, what would happen? Well, O's are never going to work because on this set. I mean, they might in this sort of... Not really. But can't have that. But you can have them across. Well, let's just do this. Is this a possibility? That has to come down. That's all that would be forced from this, because I could do a T shape, an S shape, or an L shape. Is this doable? This is, because I could still... Or do an I shape. And it can... Oh, it can't come out that way, so it does have to come up this way. Could come down. Or I could do this to allow a piece in there. That's all I'd get from that. Whereas putting it like this doesn't really solve anything. Putting it like this also doesn't solve anything. We can't do that, but we can do whatever we like. We could also bring it up. No, I don't have anything. I don't know why I'm missing this. It's only 2 stars. They don't expect this to be this hard. I've already spent like 10 minutes. I don't understand this puzzle. Don't want to make squares. I know one of these two has to be a dark one, but I don't know which one. Or both. Making them both means that this is out. It's not going to be a square, because it would ruin the puzzle. If I made them both dark squares, I could only fit one more. I would want both of these to be light, which would do this, and we'd have trouble. So I think only one. If we do it this way, which one is it going to be? Not really clear. I feel like this is best here, because if I did this, I mean, we can just still put something there. Or do we want to save the black cells for the ones that aren't marked here? like this kind of thing. This kind of strategy. No, I'd have to do something like this. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just guessing until something happens. It's not going to be that for sure. Like, here's something. Okay, now I'm just getting this from guessing. I'm not getting this from, like, actual work. I don't feel great about that. No, that has to be one there. Okay, that's a puzzle, I guess. Don't make a black square, but a white square is totally fine. Connect to all dark cells. All light regions have area 4. Okay. No black squares. One of these two is gonna be light. If I did this one, made it a nice square, it would be fine, right? Not really, because how am I going to do something there? So I think... Well, no, yeah, it would have to be that. So we'd be in trouble there. So I think it has to be a dark cell. So, well, yeah, no matter what, these are all dark cells. How do I make this possible here? Right? Like, these can't all be dark cells. So this way makes it possible. And then, yeah, that's it. That's a cool one. Dark reaches of area 2. Somehow I can get something from this. Okay, this 8 can't touch any of these things, but it can go pretty far. The 11 is restricted like so. That's way more than 11 pieces. Well, no matter what here, we would have this be happening, right? That, if we did it over here, we would be there. So either way, these would be dark cells, right? But I could also do it this way. Or, it can't be this one because we'll run out of space here. So that for sure is a dark cell. It still could be this here. This one. Don't see an obvious problem with that. How about if we extend this out? We would start to have a lot of forced. How would we make this down here? We would be in trouble. So that's a dark cell as well. Means that's a dark cell. So now the question is, do we go this way or this way? Let's see if I can't make a problem this way. Ooh, this is a problem. So this has to go up. That is the only way that seems to work at all. That's not going to connect here. Those aren't going to connect. That has to go there, which means that is how this is going to behave. Okay, that's going to be a light cell. Now, how's this going to behave? This would force that. This wouldn't help too much, I don't think. This actually seems to work. How do I make 11 without touching this, though? Yeah. Oops, that's too far back. So I think it is this way. I think that is going to make the most sense, and then we're going to connect somewhere here. Oops, not there. Like this. Nope. This would have to be like this. How do I deal with the 11s? Maybe that's it. Because if this doesn't connect to that 11, we have to do this. So it does, in fact, connect this 11. If it connects here, this could also connect, right? Like, how would that go? Yeah, that's how it would go. Interesting. Just, that's all I'll say about that one. One symbol per everything. That's great. Not sure why it says that. Maybe because we don't want to connect these two to each other. So this got to connect somewhere over here. The only things I can do... Yeah, that's it. I'm pretty sure this is what's going to connect. Actually, yeah, that is what's going to connect. Never mind. No pretty sure about it. Just definitely 100% sure. This has got to connect somewhere, probably to the 12. That's the next step. That's got to be light. It could connect to the 9, or it could connect to the 7. Well, if it connects to the 9, where's the 7 going to go? So it is not going to connect to the 9. It's going to connect to the 7, which means this is the 3. So now this could, or this could. We don't know for sure. Somehow the 12's got to block off 7 and 10, so it could do this. This. There we go. Just had to see that with my special eye. Oh no. Okay, myopia arrows don't make black squares and connect all dark cells. What is gonna be the move here? Let's see. If this is dark, these have to be light, right? Yeah. Which means this is light. Yes. I don't know if this is the break-in point. If this is light... still don't have an obvious thing. How about here? If we do this, we have to do that. And then we have to do this. Okay. Okay, so this has to be a light square, I believe. Or does it? This is all we'd have to do here. Yeah, that's all we'd have to do here. Not solved. If this is light, though, even less is solved. Just looking for the thing. How about here? If this is dark, we have to do this. This is light, we have to do that. Alright, let's try this being dark. Don't have any answer. This is light. Don't know from that either. I'm sure there's one like an obvious one I just didn't notice here. This would force light. Yeah, this has to be. These would force, and then we couldn't have squares. This can't be light. Okay, there we go. That has to be a dark cell. Alright, we're getting somewhere. Now, the same idea would be here? If this is light. No, because it's not the double arrow. Because this can still escape. That was the issue, is that it doesn't block the dark cell in. But if we have this, is there any way this... Yeah, both of those are possible. This is not because... Oh yeah, I guess because of that. Why? Oh, because of how close that is. So these are black cells. So we do know this. It's a start. It's been so long since I did the myopia arrows, I'm trying to remember. So this has to be dark. There's nothing we can do about that. Okay. No squares means we have this issue. Yeah, so we're gonna have this. Okay. That was interesting. That was hard for me, but I liked it. Okay, no cross pattern and no... Oh, how does that work exactly? So I know I can't ever cross myself, but this... So do I have to do this sort of thing? Connect all dark cells as well. So how do I make them... Oh, I don't... It's the pattern's too hard to figure out. Sorry, I don't like that at all. I know this is going to be the case. But... That can't happen. So how do I connect cells? Because I have to connect them together. Do I have to do this sort of thing? No, I can't do that sort of thing. It can't be this, because no matter what... I can't ever end up with a T shape of black, so how do I make them all connect somewhere? Like, this is great, but then anything makes a T shape, so no black squares. Anything here would make a T shape. I did this. T-shape, 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 T-shape. There we go. These are T-shapes. These will all make T-shapes. So with that, I don't get it. This T-shape, no matter what we do. T-shape, 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 T-shape. So that's got to be a light cell. That has to be a dark cell, which means this can't happen. This probably can't happen. T. It makes me think, you have to have a single arc, or if you have, no, it's T-shaped no matter what. Maybe it's you just got to use the blank space. I really dislike this. Like, if I use this, I can use this to connect them. No, not here. So how do I get this one? I have to use these to set up. Gosh, I hate that. I hate this. Sorry. I hate that puzzle. Like, I don't hate it in the same way I hate the underclude grids where they don't feel like puzzles, they just feel like guessing games. That one just feels like the logic is incredibly dissatisfying to work out. One's level per dark area, light reach, severity 4. Something's got... Well, this can't connect there, so this has to come down at one point. Now, I can't have a dark cell here, because then it'd all have to be dark cells. So this has to be a light cell, which means that does as well. So those are done. This has to come out. That's got to come out at least once, so will that. There. Let's see what we do from here. This is either one of those is possible. This has to go down at least once. Now, that's fine. This is dark. That's okay. This is dark. This can only go one more in any direction. So if this is a dark cell, this would be a light. We would have this going on. Yep. Interesting. Alright, 4 stars. How long is this going to take? Connect all dark cells. Don't make squares, and that's all I got to worry about. So far, so good. This is doable. So no matter what, this has to go one further out. No squares of any kind. This has to come out this way. Okay, now what? These can't all be, so we've got to have a white cell somewhere in here. Actually, hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Can't... Oh, connect all dark cells as well, so we definitely have this. That's got to connect there. I think we have that locked up. This can't... It's got to go in here. No squares of any kind. So this only can connect there. It's not one symbol per area, which is good. This can go here just fine. Yeah, it's got to be like so. Either one of those is good. This would require... I don't know. What do I do with the rest of this? There's got to be a light cell in here somewhere, but it can be any light cell. That's a dark cell. Thinking about this 8, what do I do with it? Because since it can connect to the 5, I'm not 100% sure. Do I bring it down, or do I take it? Hold on. Even if I do connect it here. Is there... How about we make it... If this is a dark cell here, this can't go to there or there. There's nowhere for it to go, so this has to be a light cell down here. This is a dark cell. We can easily make this work. Yeah. This... Can't make both of these. Yeah, we can make both of those dark cells. We just can't block it off that far. This is something interesting. If this is dark, we have to do 2 light cells. We have to do this, which really isn't a big deal. This is a light cell. These both have to be dark. This is a light cell no matter what right here. So it connects into there. No matter what, that's light cell. 2 dark cells. Doesn't help me too much yet. If this is a light cell, yeah, dark cells have to escape, so this is required. Light cells do not have to escape, though. This is fine. This is fine. What do I do over here? Well, if I put a thing there, this is what I'd have to do. Light cell goes there. Doesn't really answer my question. Is there any way, yeah, if I blocked this off... Hold on. Think about that again. If I block this from connecting to here... Oh, I can't connect this here anyway, because now I've blocked this off at the top. So... this is required now. This is doable. But either way, it's just swapping. Depends on whether I want this to connect or not. If this was like this, we would know that's a dark cell, but that's all we'd know. Well, this is interesting because now we would have... Let's make some things forced. Both be dark? I guess. Can't both be light, I know that much. This is a good one, but I am struggling. Oh, hold on. This can't connect all the way over there. That has to connect out that far, which means that can't connect there. Good to know. But that doesn't get me very far. I know no squares is going to do this. No, sir, this has to connect. Okay, now we do know this comes out this way. Okay, I should have done this a long time ago. Okay, this has to escape. That's the only way, so this is in fact how that's solved. This has to escape. Now what? I think this is done. Escape. If this were blocked, we'd have to go around, which is totally fine so far. If it's not blocked, Oh, this has to go here. If we don't go out that way... Ah, we're in trouble. If in fact this is white at all, we're in trouble. So that is in fact a dark cell. So this does come up. We could block this, but I'm not sure why you would do that. This has to go out at least once. This is not doable. We can't go through here, so it does have to come out this way. Either goes through there or there, not sure yet. Ah, so we do have to go at least one that direction. Can't go there, so we do have to at least go one this direction. And we have to go at least once in that direction. Okay. Close. No squares, of course. I can do this or that. This would finish off the 6. Is that a problem? I don't know. But if this was black, we'd have to go down this way, which would also not be a huge problem. There has to be a reason why we would make a differentiation between these. So something's got to happen down here that I don't know about. If I pick either of these two, there'd be a black 6. This is white, and we finish this off. What would we do down here? We could bring that out, or... This is fine? Yeah, I don't know. Whereas if I block it... I can do it like this, right? Still doesn't really answer any of my questions. So would do this. Hold on, let me look at this section for a bit. So 1, 2, 3, 4. There has to go 3 out and 2 out. But whichever way it goes, it's got to block these. So if this is the way, we'd have this. Is this workable? No. So I don't think I can do the 6 going this way. I don't think it'll ever work. Yeah, it'll never work because this has to come out, this has to come... Yeah, and then this is going to block us off. Okay, just had to double check it. Which means the 6 has to go at least one that direction. Which means the 7, 2, 3, 4, has to go... hold on. 7 can't go that far. This is the furthest 7 can go. Hold on, if we do it this way... This has to be white. Oh dear, I've made a mistake somewhere. I don't know where. Oh no! That's not good. Well, oh no, that doesn't have to go all the way up here. We can go... No, we can't go both directions. Therefore, we can only go one direction. But what if I go... Well, if I go this way, we're in trouble. Right? No? I think I got it? Yeah, that doesn't work. So I think then we have to do this. Alright, let's do it this way. Now, this would force... this move. So I don't think that's going to happen, which means this has to be that goes. Once again, I can't go that far out. So if I go out like this... So I think then... we still can't do this? What did I do wrong here? We can do it this way, and we're done. Wow, that was hard. I liked that. That was a tough one. I'm going to keep going for a bit. What do we got over here? Underclude. Oh, damn, I hate these. One symbol per light area, no patterns. Okay. So this can go up this way. Is there any way this goes anywhere? No. So this has to be... So this can only go that far. This can cover all of this space. Okay. Well, if I did this, that's what that would be. So... I think the 6 has to go, I think. Oh, okay, well then that's all we have to... Okay, I hate these puzzles. Don't make this pattern. Well, that's going to force these things to happen. Which means we would also force that. Ah, so this is going to have to be that. Now, if these were 1s, we would do this, and that would be fine. If these were white, we'd have trouble there. So those are dark. So I can figure out more. Ah, these and these. That's actually somewhat of a puzzle. Underclude, no squares, connect everything. Okay. So this has to be white, because you can't have this pattern with a double. So this is white for sure. That makes that white, makes that black. Just looking for any, like... Okay, cool. Great. Don't care. Moving on. Oh dear. So, all dark regions of Area 3. Well, it can't be this, because it will have one of Area 4. Also can't be that. So we definitely have this. One of these two. Which means those are all light. In fact, that is... what we have to do. Okay. 7. Okay, I just barely started. See, like, it's not that underclued grids are always hard. I'm not complaining because I'm like, wah, the puzzles are too hard. I complain because I'm not solving a puzzle in there. I just did a couple things in there and it was like, yeah, that's good. That took me over an hour. I expected to spend about half an hour in here, and I ended up spending over an hour. Probably because the 4-star puzzle, which genuinely my favorite of the day. So, that's it. I'm going to actually end things here. And I'll be back when I feel like it. Well, thanks for watching, everybody, and I hope you all have a good day. Bye.